Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So we are going to start the chapter افعال الشروع. It's a very short chapter. The term means beginning verbs, and as the term suggests, that these are the verbs which come in the beginning of a sentence, and the sentence is jumla fi'liya to be specific. So let's start. So afalu shuru are special sets of fails. So you have ordinary fails, which we have done so far, all the families, all the way from mujarrad, sulasi mujarrad and mazid fihi. We have these special sets of fail which come directly before an ordinary fail. And this is one of those cases where two fail will come back to back in one sentence. So another case that we did was hal. A fail might come back to back, two fails will come back to back when one fail is the ordinary fail and it's followed by a hal, which is describing that fail and the sahibul hal of that fail. Another case where two fails come back to back in one sentence is afalu shuru plus ordinary fail. So here the afalu shuru, the fail of beginning will come before the ordinary fail. In hal, the hal fail will come after the ordinary fail. So these are some of the cases. Some of the examples are here, which is bada'a yabda'u. In itself, it is incomplete. It means to start, to do something, to begin something. And this would be an incomplete fail because it means to start what? So I started to walk. I started to eat. He is beginning to, do his work. So a fail needs something in the beginning to signify its beginning. So this is what it means. By the way, they all afalu shuru, they all mean to begin or to start. So bada'a yabda'u, again one of the afalu shuru, and it means to begin. It will come right before an ordinary fail. Akhaza ya'khuzu, you all know it has its own meaning, which means to take. So if it will come alone, it means to take. But if you see it next to a fail, that means it is before a fail itself, then there is a possibility that it has been used as afalu shuru, and then the meaning changes from to take to begin. So it will become to start to do something. Akhaza yaktubu, he began to write. So it will the meaning akhaza will become to begin. Similarly, ja'ala yaj'alu means to make something, but if it is coming right before a fail, chances are that it is one of the afalu shuru, and now the meaning is no longer to make, it is to begin or to start. Another afalu shuru is, and this is usually, it is frequently used in Quran, ittafika yatfaku. This also means to begin or to start something, but in this case, it's a matter of urgency and speed when something is being started immediately. So that is when tafika yatfaku will come. Okay, so let's study three cases. So one of the cases when same inside file. So bada'a yaktubu fi daftarihi, he started to write in his notepad. So bada'a yabdu'u, you will see the number and gender, they both match. Bada'a is masculine singular, yaktubu is masculine singular, and they both match in number and gender. Another case, another example would be akhazu yadribunahu hatta ughmiya alayhi. So this means they started beating him up until he passed away. Again, if you see akhazu, it's masculine, it's plural, and yadribuna, again, it's masculine, it's plural. There is a difference between the past. This is a past and this is a present. That doesn't matter. It can be, uh, it can be either way, but over here what needs to match is it should be same gender and same number. So akhazu and yadribuna match in number and gender. Let's look at the next case. It is when there is an outside file. So it would be bada'a yaktubul ustadu fi daftarihi. So that would mean the teacher started to write in his notepad. And it's, if you can see over here, بدأ يكتب الأستاذ في دفتره. Again, if you see over here, we have changed أخذ يضرب. So يضربون and أخذوا and يضربون became singular masculine because now you have an outside file over here. So over here. So this will now become أخذ يضربه يضربه الناس, outside file, which, and that's why the fail should have one M, masculine and singular, to have an outside file. حتى أغمي عليه. So this is how you have outside file with it. Another case would be when the file interrupts the two fail. So in that case, bada al ustadu. So bada'a is singular masculine and ustadu is the outside file. Yaktubu will match in gender and number with the outside file, which is between these both fail. Fi daftarihi. So this is fairly simple, but there is again the translation would remain the same. The teacher started to write in his notepad. Now let's look at when you have أخذ الناس يضربونه حتى أغمي عليه. So over here, notice that أخذ is masculine singular, but يضربون is not masculine singular. It's in fact masculine plural. Reason being that أخذ has outside file following it, so it remains singular masculine. Singular, in fact. So it's following the file. Now file, when in the case when fail is following the file, outside file, it matches the number and gender of the file. So that way yadribuna became, yadribu became yadribuna because it matches with number, that is annasu is plural, so it will match with the number of the outside file which is now preceding it. And then the rest of the sentence will come the way it is. Hatta ulmiya alayhi. The translation would remain the same. The people started beating him up until he passed out. So you see the difference in these. So when you have inside file, they should match between both fail. You should have the same number and gender. When you have outside file, again, both number and gender will match between the fail, both the fail and also the number and gender of the outside file. In this case, it's interrupting both the fails. So first fail, which is افعال الشروع, will have singular in it because the outside file is, in order to have an outside file, your fail is supposed to be singular. Whatever the gender it is, it should match. And then since the fail is following the outside file, now you are supposed to match in number and gender both. So that's why in this case, this one, it remains singular because the outside file was singular. In this case, it became plural because outside file is plural. So these are the three cases. This brings us to the end of this chapter. If there are any outstanding questions, please do not hesitate to ask on the group. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.